can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
Deep fried pixels.
Great, good stuff. I think people are getting really cranked.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
About that time, gentlemen.
Sure do. Sure do.
You mind if boys? You mind if I?
Did you call me a white boy?
No, I said this, boys. I said if you boys mind if I suck on my teeth for a little while.
That what we're gonna do
I'm
today?
quite satisfied right now. Sorry, Zach. I didn't mean to offend you.
Wait, what? I'm hardly upset. I'm hardly angry.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
You better be.
Because you're like, you have this look on your face, kind of like, is he really right now? Is he really?
I just can't believe this guy.
Did he actually?
Would you look at it?
Would you look at it?
Would you just look at it?
Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. That is...
Gentlemen, how's your week been? Well, Zach, I know you've been in hell. You've been in Project Hell, haven't you?
Yeah, sir.
Listen,
That's your happy place.
I'm just going to say I've been hashtag blessed, hashtag fortunate, hashtag rise and grind. You know. Hey, everybody. Oh, he's back.
Hey.
Fucking, yeah, I mean, you didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you. But,
This is my favorite stories.
yeah, no, it's been a pretty good week, man.
Was that a bottle of OE? Did you just go with a 40 of OE?
No, this is a 32-ounce Modelo.
Oh.
I couldn't commit to a full...
I'm a Stella boy.
I couldn't commit to full ghetto, so...
I think you can only get a 40, like real 40s in OE, right? Like,
yeah, well, there's Mickey's. Mickey's makes 40s.
40s, yeah.
Mickey's does?
Yeah, I'm hard-pressed in all of Denver to find any St. Ides. I don't know
what
if
a
they still make
shitty
St. Ides.
But beer.
I wouldn't know
time
how to
I've
drink a Mickey's unless it was in a hand grenade.
Oh, it's terrible stuff, dude.
Here's the problem with the 40-ounce, is that you have to be really thirsty.
It gets too hot, yeah.
Because it gets warm by the time you're to the bottom of it. And then you're drinking like this nasty, old Milwaukee swill, no matter what.
Gravity.
Yeah, oh, God.
Well, dude, I don't care. The greatest beer on the planet.
40 hands?
Greatest beer on the planet is when you're on the beach and you get one of. Have you tried one of the small little tiny Coronas? Only because they stay cold. They get really really cold. They're like half as I don't know, maybe like 6 ounces, I guess. And
like an original Coca-Cola, like 8 ounces or something, right?
It's a little bit smaller than that, yeah. But they're like little tiny little Coronas, but have those just like almost ice cold.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just think about it and suck on an ice cube.
Yeah. Listen, I have such a high metabolism; it's hard for me to get drunk. You know,
like if I can't shotgun it, I am not having anything to do with it.
I don't drink Mexican. I drink USA.
Damn it! Ooh. Sorry, man.
You're out in Colorado. I don't think you can get like anything under 9% alcohol out there.
You can't get none but the Coors Silver
I
Bullet.
don't know. We got Coors. That comes out of the tap if you're like close to Golden.
It gets mixed in with the plumbing. You're taking a shower.
No joke, you guys. In the winter, when all the leaves are gone off the trees, I can look out my front window and see the Coors plant.
Oh yeah, you smell it?
Do you just salute it for a minute and go?
Yeah,
Thank
you,
do. Coors.
You know the coolest thing? You know the coolest thing about the Coors plant is that all the water that comes out of there keeps the little stream from melting over or from icing over, and about 2-3 miles east of the Coors plant is a gold panning park. You can actually go pan for gold in the river.
Did you ever find anything?
That sounds cool. I've always wanted to go panning.
Absolutely, yeah, man. I get in there and I got lucky the last few times I was in there. I saw a
You
hole.
see,
and I was
you've
like,
always striked me as a gold panner.
Somebody's chasing down
Zach or
some
me?
nuggets.
If one of us owned some gold panning equipment, it would definitely be Zach.
Listen, I got some metal detectors. I'm ready.
I mean,
to
come
go.
on. I have a metal detector.
Yeah, so do I.
Do you use it daily? Like
I
me?
can find the shit out of some nails in my
I go
backyard.
ask every neighbor every day. I go, do I have your permission to do I have permission on this
I
land?
can find the shit out of some old roofing nails and some pennies.
Do you have a sluice? Do you got a backpack sluice?
Ooh, no, I don't.
I got a backpack sluice.
See, I
Got
figured
me
you
a little-
would.
I figured,
Got
yeah.
some pickaxe stuff. And like, I used to go. Well, I went gold panning a lot.
Do you
in
do you lick your pickaxe?
I do every
See,
once in a while. Only when I'm really alone and really lonely.
To find the gold.
Yep. Yeah. No, I panned for gold in California a bunch when I lived there. And,
Did you?
Yeah. That's how I started finding gold.
Huh.
You got that gold
the
fever?
first-
Did you take
The
other
first time-
friends with you, or
Well, no, I never did.
He just went lonesome.
I went all.
You
This
were
is what he did on
Rock
Thursday
Island,
nights when he said he had bingo. He really wasn't going to bingo.
Well, that's the kind of thing, you know, that you just you do on your lonesome. No.
Yeah. Well, what if you strike it rich? You
Well,
don't have to
there's-
split it with somebody.
The other part of it is that it's boring, you know, like it's really
it's
boring.
just a lot of
And most-
and also
like,
you have to really keep a
it's-
critical eye. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's that, but also you like to find where deposits are. You have to study a lot of maps. It's like a whole lot of pre work to do it. You got to study the maps. You got to make sure that you're not on somebody else's claim, and if you are, you got to get ready to get shot to death, probably. And then on top of that, it's a matter of finding where it might be, going, panning, hauling it all there, hauling all the equipment there, hauling it all out. Like, panning is just kind of something that when I went on long hikes and stuff, a lot of the time I'd bring a gold pan in my bag and just have the pan
Just see.
and just
Just
pick
tell
up if
people
I,
it's actually your bedpan.
if I no, I just had it in my pack.
He's wearing on
If I
his
came
head.
if I came across a
You get those
strain
like
or
those
something
plastic
like that.
ones, right? I've been looking into
Yeah.
getting some equipment. Because
Yeah.
listen, there's gold
yeah.
out here.
Oh,
You probably got some
absolutely.
gold pan stores out there in Las Vegas.
So there's places like
Thanks, Google.
the best place where I've had the most luck was like old dried up riverbeds, in certain areas where there's like a big bend in it, and then you go and hike up high on the wall and dig out in there anywhere there's dark dirt, and in those areas I've had some pretty good luck in finding pickers. That is,
What do you do?
That's cool.
What do you do in the field and you're around a dry riverbed and you don't have any water?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to haul it out.
Now, I've heard it's much easier to find gold when you're panning in the nude. Is there any
Yes,
truth to this?
That's true. But that's what I was saying. Like you go out there, you get a 5-gallon, you get like a 5-gallon pail, dig out, chip out, chisel out what you wanna.
Oh, and then haul that up to
pan.
your
You haul that back to wherever the water is.
sluice.
Yeah, to the sluice. And those little backpack sluices, man, you can get a decent one on Amazon for like $60-$70.
Yeah,
And
they're not that
you
big.
They're
They
super
all
light.
fold into each other, right?
Yeah, it folds down into itself, and if you got a stream, that's all you need for it. At home,
That in God's grace.
I've 3D printed like a fine separator that kind of like you hook up a garden hose to it, and then it circulates all the dust, so like the gold stays in because it's heavier than everything else, and everything else gets washed up through this cone in the middle of it. It's a raised cone, and I've
That's
been
cool.
successfully separating all my fines with that for the last couple of years. And
Do you smelt?
yeah, yep. Get a little
That's
crucible,
cool.
little crucible in the
crazy.
backyard, and enough to melt it down into little ingots. I don't have enough to make an ingot yet, but I've got like a couple.
You gonna make
rods.
you gonna make a chain of your of your face,
Yeah,
like a big medallion of yourself.
I'm gonna get.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get a coin of my old cat Gabby, minted.
Commemorative coin. What's it gonna have on the other side?
Awesome.
Butthole.
little chocolate kiss.
But the cat's butthole.
Cat's
It's gonna have
butthole.
it's got the face on one side, butthole on the other.
Hell yeah.
That'd be great.
Rest in peace, Gabby.
That's awesome. I'll always remember you.
Hoping to get it. Hoping to hit a big one someday, man. Like I bought a busted down metal detector that I'm gonna fix up. I got it torn apart in the garage. I just got to get the time to dedicate to doing it. Got so much going on. But there's some places out in the mountains that I want to go. I want to go run the metal detector on some areas and see if I can score any pings and take the pickaxe to it.
Yeah.
I want to go down I just want to walk up and down beaches.
Give myself some Daniel Day-Lewis action. Pull myself
Just take a
back
bucket
to
with you
town.
so you can shit and piss, so you don't have to. You can go as far as you want.
Right. Just a bucket. Just a
Just a
5
fucking
gallon
like a
with
parrot head.
with
Those parrot heads love to shit in buckets, dude.
Is that what they do? Is that how they get to the concerts?
Yeah. So the concerts, the people have to come clean up, and they just there's pictures online of all these 5-gallon buckets over there, just filled with shit and piss. Because they just right there, dude.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? Cheeseburger in paradise, man.
They call it a camp. They call it a camp commode.
I mean, I think
Actually
you're
got-
supposed to.
Could you imagine just
Not supposed to
busting
leave it
some
behind.
Badass, man. Like that's the guy, and there's not a cover on some
It's
of them.
pretty terrible. I made a I made a trailer hitch for camping. A trailer hitch that has the toilet
Toilet?
seat.
That's
and then you
awesome.
just put a 5-gallon bucket under it so you could sit there and take a nice big.
Take a hudge. Did your feet
So
angle?
there was, man, not to be disgusting. I can't help it because I'm me. The best deuce that I ever took was on a trail called Hidden Lake Overlook in Washington, up in the Cascades.
Dude, your shit. People probably think your shit's Bigfoot shit. They found it. And it's like, here he is. It's Scat from Bigfoot again.
It's a Hidden Lake. There's a lookout. Let's see here.
You got pictures of that?
It's a
thing
Zack
that we're
Squatch.
looking at right now?
I got it. I'm pulling up pictures of it online. Although I do have,
Down here hunting the elusive Zack Squatch.
dude.
No. I was
somebody
saying
posted-
He's looking at pictures of his shit.
Somebody posted it. No, it's
Just
not a picture.
fucking
It's not a picture of my
shows
shit.
up with this slideshow.
I have a presentation. Hold on. Where's my PowerPoint?
None of these ones that I'm finding on here are the Immaculate Throne, but there are some that are very similar.
Did you see any elves out there?
Any elves?
Wood elves? Wood high elves?
I did not. Only the ones I was hallucinating. But the I gotta say, it was okay. Yeah, this is the one here. I'm gonna post it in the chat. This toilet, man. I was taking a dump. It was like 6:30 a.m. Been eating. We were hiking. We'd been hiking for a couple days, and I dropped a deuce in there. And as I was finishing, there were some eagles like a few thousand feet below me, and even lower than that, some little bush like Cessna planes were like flying through the valley. And I was just like, man, I just totally shit with the eagles.
This is the greatest poo ever.
Yeah, it
Epic
was-
poo.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you can cry red, white, and blue.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I did. I heard Lee Greenwood. I heard Lee Greenwood echoing through the inside of the pit.
I remember when that happened.
Look,
to
I'm
me.
not really sure who was worse at the RNC, whether it was Lee Greenwood or Kid Rock, but there was something definitely going on with the audio engineering.
Dude,
We need
about
some-
Grinder going out. You hear
We need
about
some-
that? It's,
We need
it's
some-
high usage.
We need some new. We need some new. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Those songs are great. Well, the Lee Greenwood, "Proud to Be an American,"
Yeah, you know
that's
what?
great.
You better
But we
fucking
need a new.
stand up.
We need a new anthem that is like that caliber.
Yeah, but who the fuck's going to sing it? JoJo Siwa?
Me.
Oh, well, okay.
Of course, you idiot.
I'm
Why
just
would you
kidding.
have thought that?
What? Yeah, I just. That's all I'm gonna say, man. We need that. We need that not because
Listen, Zach.
not because we need a new
It's the
artist.
Modelo's talking again, y'all.
Listen,
We don't
no,
listen
no.
to it.
We need it not because we need a new artist to write and perform it. We need it because people need to be on that. They need to be on that track.
So we can
of
basically
being-
all have a common ground.
Take some, yeah, for people to take some pride in what we actually have and recognize and come together on that level. We need that. And
But who
everybody's-
sings this song? Let's just think about it for a
Okay.
second. Who sings this
Pretty
song?
heavy, guys.
Not JoJo Siwa.
Come on now. Have you seen her like gyrate on stage? Nothing says America better than that.
I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, I
Maybe
can't.
the lead singer of Paramore, Haley Williams.
Yeah,
Beautiful voice.
Vince Neil.
Okay.
I'm not real sure he can.
I want young Vince Neil. I don't want fucking out of breath.
Yeah, like he looks so bad.
Honestly, I feel like Axl Rose could do it appropriately.
No, he can't. He can't hit those notes anymore.
Oh, he can sing. He can sing.
Yeah, no,
No, he cannot. He can't.
Dude, he totally can.
It can't. It's Brian. I was with you for a minute.
I'd rather Fred Durst do it
Oh, come on.
than Axl Rose.
Yeah,
Look,
come on, man.
I'm not the largest Axl Rose fan in the world. I'm not his biggest fan.
You sound like it.
No, I'm not. I just think of all the people that I'm thinking of who are still alive, singing and making music. He's a good,
No, but they
he's a
have to
good
be
solid
relevant.
choice.
If you're trying to pump America up, I don't think Axl Rose is the fucking coattails
Yeah.
we're gonna ride on.
Well, and
What
that's-
about Lil Nas
that kind of
X?
goes. That kind of goes. That kind of goes.
Nas X.
That kind of goes to my point, though. Like it's in terms of musicians go. Who do we have that's like that? Like
Beyonce.
We don't
Yeah,
have.
Beyonce.
We don't have a Bruce Springsteen. We don't have a John Cougar Mellencamp.
But we do
don't
have Bruce Springsteen. He's not.
We got
dead.
now we have Harry Styles and we have
Well, no, those are,
But Harry Styles is not even American.
yeah, like Ed Sheeran. Like who's gonna do?
You know, we need
Who's that one guy who
a
has
solid
Tourette?
British dude to make us a national anthem.
he's a Scottish kid. He has Tourette's like Mark. Kind of he does the.
I know who you're talking about.
Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah, he sings like a fucking songbird. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know he has a great voice. Yeah,
But he's got some kind of something. Yeah.
Sure.
he's
Well, I mean,
really funny. Yeah.
In all honesty, man, like the only thing that's been I have checked out of modern music, like easily 15 years ago. You know, like the musicians that I hear that I recognize as relevant are people who I'm like, that's enough of that after 30 seconds, right? Like I get like Lizzo and Katy Perry and all these other
really-
like pop
Listen,
stars.
you
pumped
better
in,
watch
I'm just
it.
kinda
You
like,
better
"Ah,
be
this
get on
is-
that body positivity.
Yeah,
Zach.
don't-
If you're not, you are.
We're not going to
done.
sit here and start talking
Sure.
about Lizzo and talking bad about Lizzo. Not my girl.
I'm just saying. I hear 30 seconds of it and I want to turn it off, man.
Well, I mean, really, the only person that could do it right now is Taylor Swift.
Ugh. That's a sting. That one would sting. Because
Yeah.
here's my hang up with Taylor Swift. Hang up with Taylor Swift. She's made an entire career out of singing about her horrible choices in men. She does not get to sit there.
God bless her.
And endorse anybody. her picking people radar is in the shitter, man. She doesn't get to do it.
Dude, I saw something that, for whatever reason, they always have them on the news and whatnot. But I guess some news report the other day that they, her and Travis Kelce spent $100,000 a day on their relationship.
What? Doing what?
Dude,
Apparently they have
what?
20. Apparently they have 20 security guards that they pay $1,000 a day apiece, just to and then plus they're staying in like hotels and private jets and.
Man, imagine getting paid $1,000 a day to take a bullet for her.
I mean, I would.
I mean,
That's a lot of money.
I just love how
'Cause who's trying to
they're
take
flying
her
these
out?
planes and they're all about
Dude.
the saving the world bullshit. It's like
Tail-
they produce more carbon than
Taylor
Oh
Swift.
God, you want some carbon
Somebody-
credits from Taylor
you
Swift
say-
now?
You say somebody like Taylor Swift, like who's trying to kill her. I don't think I could last a minute reading through like her DMs, like without hunkering down and like moving to a bunker. That girl's probably got like the gnarliest like just death threats for like the shirt she wore months ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, fair enough. But
Like popular people, I mean, as we saw recently, man, you get in the news and people start saying bad stuff about you. There's a lot of wacko people out there who are itching to get the message.
yeah, well, I'm just not even going to speak on that. I don't need any of those wackos looking at me.
Right? It's banana time.
I love being stalked.
Look, it's banana.
I love
town
the
out there.
attention. I love
Yeah, you better watch it.
I love it all. My wife stalks me constantly.
Dude,
She says she's my wife, but
this-
I haven't seen paperwork for that yet.
She's told me
This
I'm
girl-
her husband.
this girl that I grew up in my neighborhood, she was a few years older than me. I remember, like, I was like little and she was a teenager, and she got a job at a local mall as a model, as like a live mannequin. This was back in the early 80s.
Oh yeah.
She got a job as a live mannequin, and it took
I remember
her
when they used to do that.
3 weeks before.
Oh, wow.
3 weeks before she got a stalker who followed her home and tried to like kidnap her.
Dude, remember the movie Mannequin?
Yeah.
Remember that? She, Egyptian and shit. Like,
Yeah.
walk like an Egyptian.
We changed our telephone number when we were, I don't know, I was, I guess, in elementary school, but it was because my mom had a stalker. And, like, it was straight up, apparently, like, he would call and, like, you know, do all that into the phone and whatever. And my dad sent his, well, I guess, I don't know, is the statute of limitations passed? Sure, why not? My dad had friends that were in the FBI and sent, like, one of them over to, like, have a nice talk with him. And apparently the dude left him alone. Left my mom alone after that. But, yeah, they had to, like, change their number and all that because he just wouldn't leave them alone. Kept calling and blowing up their answer machine.
That's crazy.
That's gnarly. And at the same time, man, I got, you know, admittedly so, as many people as I've known who have had like legitimate stalkers or like people harassing them, there is something to me that is innately hilarious about the thought of somebody calling somebody else and just like breathing all heavy into the phone.
Yeah, I never understood that.
There's something just bananas about it that like I don't think I think that's transferred over now to just like unsolicited dick pics, probably.
I can imagine the dating scene now if you're a female and, you know, it's got to be just you're just inundated with cock.
It's got to be terrible. You know, we need more equity though on that front. Like if we're going to talk about like all of that, you know, evening the playing field, I think guys need more unsolicited tit and vagina pics.
All right.
We just want, you know what? Make us tired of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not that I'm asking
Desensitize
for it,
us of it.
Not that I want it in my stuff, but yeah, I'm just making a stupid.
You know, that's a good women's rights movement pitch, right? Like desensitize the men to the sexuality, therefore they will no longer be sexual. So like,
well, what's really people don't think about is like
send them in all your tits.
think about it for a second. You know, like
I'm
you might get a you know, not that I'm on the cover of GQ, but you might get a diamond in the rough every once in a while.
Right.
99% of what people are sending you, you're gonna be like, stop it.
Yeah.
What? Like, I don't even.
I've never seen curtains hang that low.
Well, but seriously, after a while, you'd be like, I never want to see another titty.
Yeah.
But going back to your thing about people, you know, you would you huff and like get all whatever on the phone, right? Do you guys remember the movie called Happiness with Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I was just gonna bring that up.
I remember
man.
that.
I'm gonna
Like-
until it comes out of your ears.
Come out of your ears. Come out of your fucking ears. Yeah, come on, your fucking ears. Dude.
My
And then he
wife,
would, like,
my
put this
wife,
cum on the wall.
my wife and I would prank each other early on in our relationship with that call. Like she would call me while I was at work, and just say that, and then hang up. And that's how I knew she was the one.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's true love right there.
absolutely, dude. Dude, what a great call.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, if that was from a complete stranger, that would be horrifying. But since it's from you, like, and I know that's not fair to complete strangers fully, but
She says that, and you just say, "I love you too, honey."
yeah. And somebody, you know, I'm like, she's on speaker, and my coworkers are like, what the fuck was that about? I'm just like,
You have it written on the inside of your wedding ring.
Fuck, dude. Just like, babe, everyone knows it's her.
and that's how I got, yeah,
says
that's
her
how,
name on it.
and that's how I got my own office.
She's just hungry, guys.
She just
Don't mind her.
weird. She's just checking in, man. That's, you know, that's how she.
She's
says
just period real hard.
So she acts when when she goes to the store and she's asking if I need anything. That's all that is.
She's just letting me know she's home safe.
Yeah, that's right.
Our love language is insults.
Yep, that's code. That's code for stop by and pick up a 6-pack on the way home.
Hey, let's talk about some VFX.
Oh, you had a movie. You said you had a movie you wanted to discuss today. What's
What? Here we go. It's 2 thumbs down from me. No.
Boring.
No, as I watched this, is on Shudder. It's called Arcadia. with Nicolas
Arcadia.
Cage. Yeah, Arcadian. Sorry, Arcadian. And
What's its runtime?
it's a little long.
It's a little long.
I think it's like 2 hours. I was thinking about 2 hours.
Go on.
And because I was like watching, it was like, but you know, there's parts that was a little long, but dude, yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a really good movie. The creature effects in it were pretty fucking nuts.
A father and his twin teenage sons fight to survive in a remote farmhouse at the end of the world.
And these creatures are
Is it Nick?
very unique design.
It's the Nick Cage one, right?
Oh yeah, Nick Cage and his twin sons.
Hey, that's right. Friday night, he's going to be here at the multiplex to sign autographs and also kiss your babies.
Who did the Who did the creature design?
I'm not sure, but they said they based it off Goofy.
Goofy? Does he have like floppy ears? I haven't seen no creatures yet. I'm watching the trailer.
Well, he has just a really. They have these really wide mouths.
It was inspired by a scene in a Goofy movie. What?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
That is wild. Oh yeah, I see it now. I guess. Weird. Okay. So who did them? Like, I want to know, like, what studio, like, who designed them?
Well, let's see. Who's on the animation?
Hey guys, right now you're watching and listening to it's called VFX sleuthing. We're checking credits. It's gonna lines. Go ahead and stand by. You can call in with.
Looks like a lot of Reactor VFX people on here.
Oh, cool.
Where is Reactor? I don't know Reactor.
I think Reactor's Indian, right?
Are they? These are not Indian names. Nowhere near.
Wow.
Not to stereotype, but no.
Yeah, no, you know, Indian names.
One person's name is Pretend.
Pretend.
That's yeah.
Like I'm going to pretend to be.
I'm actually going to click on this person's Pretend. They've worked on several movies, actually. Nice. I will. Hey, look! If that resume comes across my desk, I will definitely remember it.
Very cool.
Also, some special effects were done by Brian Joker Mulvey. I like it when people throw their nicknames on their IMDb
right?
credits.
It's so tacky.
It's to separate him from all the other Brian Mulveys.
He's like, "Hey, I'm the Joker."
Hey, see me joking?
Yeah.
Hey, everyone laughs around me. If you don't laugh, I'll fucking kill you. You better laugh.
Well,
That guy over there didn't laugh.
There's a
See his
weird.
nice pick.
What is that with like nicknames? Like people who introduce you, like everybody calls me this.
Hey, my name is Brian, but everyone calls me the sexy cowboy.
Right.
I didn't make it up. They just gave it to me.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
Yeah,
like, it's like one of
and
those,
people that have the self imposed nicknames are just wonderful people. I don't understand
people
that.
who nickname themselves are psychopaths.
I watch. I've talked about it on here before.
Right.
I watch that show Skinwalker Ranch. I love everything about it except for this one character on there. His name's Dragon, and it's like, God.
Yeah.
And he's the furthest from a person that you would think. He's both the furthest and the there's my buddy Toby. Look at that. Hey, bring to the stage Tobias Kelly. Everybody.
I feel like fancy pants over here. It took me a while to get here.
Oh, nice to have you.
Yeah,
Toby, this is
glad
Zach.
to be
This is
here.
Brandon. These are part of our Deep Fried Pixels family. I thought I'd invite old Toby on, an old time friend of mine, and fellow
Zach,
knucklehead.
Zach and Brendan, I feel like I already know a good bit about you simply because you're willing to be friends with Haynes.
Yeah.
And so I know that deep down inside that
They're giving
you
people.
are,
They're givers.
yeah, and slightly insane, just to fit right in there with you.
Yeah,
People-
yeah.
I've had to post bail on him at least 4 times.
People
Yeah,
actually, people actually
Hey.
call me Broncolonianus.
Broccoli.
You know, that is probably one of the best uses of a 5-syllable word that I've ever come across. That was wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderfully done.
he amazes us each week here on Deep Fried
Right?
Pickles.
He's a William Shakespeare of the internet, basically.
I spent a week at writing camp, being tutored by Dr. Ronald Chevalier.
Oh, Chevalier! What a
Ronald Chevalier.
yeah! What
eh?
what a man!
I think we can all thank God for Chevalier. I mean, yes.
His
I mean,
his space race, his space
Well, if you
race
talk about-
series was life changing.
moving literature forward light years, I mean, then you're talking about Chevalier.
Yeah.
And I mean, is there another one like him? I don't know. Will there ever be? I don't know.
It's like
But-
I say, is there another Elvis? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not
Guys,
the
I
same
got
news.
to brag on my buddy Toby here. He's doing his side hustle, little league coach for his son, but they've made it all the way to their team Alabama and about to play in the Little League World Series.
Really? Holy
Actually, now we are team southeastern United States. We encompass now. Well, we have kicked so much ass. Is what it really comes down to. Is that now we just have some broad spectrum to where we represent probably 3 or 4 or 5 states at a time. But yeah, so it's been so much fun because my son plays on that team, and I've held them together for 3.5 years. Like building up to this, and we literally just kick teams' asses and run the bases hard, and it's so much fun. So yeah, that's kind of my side hustle.
The team is actually just a lot of the men.
Oh man,
A bunch of dudes. Toby actually plays.
no man. So they're all
years old.
they're all 11 years old, and they play against 12-year-olds in their league. And but so no, you get into that kind of high level of baseball, you have some absolutely insane parents. I mean, there is no doubt. Like, you really literally have to say everybody has to act like normal, functioning adults here. They're you do. You have
No
to have this
stabbing.
talk with
Everybody put
them.
your shivs in the car.
Right. Like, come on. Everybody, yeah, you got your loud cup and your pepper spray. Is that what we need to be for the ball game with?
You got it. Those are the first off, congrats, man. I think I can speak for all of us when I say Roll Tide. Is that the proper use of that
see,
term?
Toby's an Auburn fan.
Gosh,
Auburn fan.
yeah, I mean, it's similar to like you kicking me in the shin and then rearing right back and kicking me in the balls.
Well,
And then
I didn't mean it that way. All right,
I totally understood it.
I feel like
He felt the sentiment.
No, I
It's the
feel like
intention.
now I feel like the guy that tells his Mexican girlfriend she's very gordita today.
After referring to your whole family as pinche jotas. Yeah.
That's what you got to take those people when those people
You
get
slaughtered and ate my family.
when those people get crazy when they get crazy on you. The only real tried and
Dude,
true
he's
method
upset, Zach. He's,
to diffuse-
He's
I'm-
walking. He's going to the
he's
fridge
gonna
now.
do some
He's got a
emotional
cigarette. Where did the cigarette
he's
come
gonna
from?
do some emotional.
Oh, yeah. Can I not get down like this?
David
Oh yeah.
Copperfield
No, I
over
think
here.
I don't know. Can you smoke on YouTube? I don't know if you can, but you know what? We'll find out.
I guess so. Shit. I mean, you guys are lucky because I just got my ping pong set up here, my solo setup. The ball return.
You got the solo ping pong table.
Dude, I'll be wearing that shit out, man. I got big plans. I'm set up. I'm set up with. Have you ever seen the Chinese play fucking ping pong?
You're like
we
you
do
got the
not
double
even
paddles
come.
like Forrest Gump.
Not in
Forrest
person.
Gump beat them every year.
Hey, I can hope and I can aspire to that. Yes, I can. But right now, I'm a single paddle player, and I'm just sick of getting my ass kicked every time because my brother has not stopped playing ping pong for roughly 10 years, and it's almost like he cooks everything with the air fryer and plays ping pong and somehow makes a living
Sounds
at
like a
it.
pretty cool dude, man. Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, literally, dude is used it like he's the kind of guy. So he's got every size green egg, right? So not like just one size couldn't do, because he has to bake his cakes on some of the sizes of green egg. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, you don't bake cakes on that shit. Until I pulled up in his driveway and he's coming out with a bunk pan with a damn pound cake that he baked on his green egg. I was like, oh my God, I can't not believe
Yeah,
this.
this
shit.
gentleman's
Really-
name is also Buck, by the way.
Yeah,
God-given
his
name.
wild story.
Dude, his name is Buckley Joaquin Kelly. And if he knew that I told you guys that, I would never appear on this again ever in my life because he'll kill me for that just for
No.
mentioning
We'll
it.
edit it out.
Namaste for doxing Buck.
Hey, I'm telling you, you might wake up tomorrow with breaking news from Fairhope, Alabama. Yeah, man has both legs broke
Torso found.
of a random streaming incident. Yeah, that could be it for sure.
Dismembered baseball coach.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, my brother, like he is. Do you guys have brothers? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, older brothers.
Yeah.
How are you separated by many years or by just a few months or what? Many years.
Many.
All right, so me and my brother are separated by 14 months. All right,
Okay.
and so that makes us what you call Irish twins,
I was just
which
gonna say.
which basically makes you like, everything gets solved with a fist fight, and and that's pretty much how it goes from time that you're roughly 4 or 5 until maybe I think the last time was when I was 46. So and I just happened
That's
to
just
have
Thanksgiving.
a brother that was like somehow naturally born with the ability to fucking fight like he should have been in the UFC or just like insane kind of instincts, like some John Wick shit. And so by the time I was like, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, he had literally beat the shit out of every single friend I had and every single friend I might ever have.
This guy, hey, I love Buck to death. I'm not talking shit about you, Buck, but Buck curbed somebody once.
Dude, he was as brutal as they came, man. And the damn thing about it, the part about it that all sucked was that I had to live with him. Right? So that was like...
And he turned out to be a lawyer, didn't he?
No, man, he was a building science major. So now he works for the University of South Alabama as the vice president of some shit. I don't know.
I thought he was going to law school.
He did. He went to law school and he got his law degree and shit. But no, it was apparently more profitable to ride around in your truck with your dog in the back and beer cans and yell at people.
I mean, that's the life, right?
I mean, he excels at it. So, fucking go with what you know. I mean, shit. Can't knock it. So, are all you guys in the North Carolina area?
Oh, no.
No? What area of the nation are you from?
I'm
Top right corner.
I'm in Vegas.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Yep. Brandon's in Vegas. Zach's somewhere in the woods in Colorado. He won't give his exact location to anybody. The government
I don't
doesn't know.
I don't blame you, man.
I'm
I don't blame you, man. You're outside of Denver.
Outside of
He's like outside of Denver. I don't know.
It's like y'all trying to sing something for a second.
I'm trying to think of the cool places outside of Denver.
Estes
You
Park.
got
There's
Albert.
Rocky Mountain National Park. There's what is it? Crested Butte. You got
You got John Elway. He's selling cars down there.
Yeah, John Elway sells the
You
shit out of cars,
You
doesn't he?
can buy a car from him, and every deal he makes with you, he spits on a piece of paper folds it for you, and it's like a little souvenir. You have a little bit of this.
Well,
Yeah, a
man,
little DNA.
when someone comes at you with teeth that size and a smile like that, you kind of got two choices to make. Either you're
Yeah,
buying
you're
the
gonna buy a
car,
Silverado, that's for sure.
right?
You're gonna feed
either
that horse
that-
an apple.
Yeah.
First, you're gonna ask me. You're gonna say. You're gonna be like, John Elway, please tell me this is one of the new electric models with two 10,000-pound batteries in it, because that's what we got to have. And hopefully Elway says, fuck yeah. And he's got the teeth to do it. And you guys get to
He's
buy
got the
cars
teeth
from
to make
Elway
the
every
deal
day.
I bought in 15 from him just last year. He wrecked my life on 4 of those purchases. So.
Dude, I brought Toby out to Colorado one time. We went to Red Rocks. Toby smuggled swag, some just straight up brown frown from Alabama in his shoe on the airplane all the way to Red Rocks, Colorado. Thought it was one of the greatest moves ever.
Get you some of that, yes. As I proceeded to sit there and heal my hangover, there was comments walking by, people with like, who hadn't taken a bath in a month, going, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" Like, it wasn't that she hadn't bathed in a month. It was that I was in there blowing down on some swag leaves, some brick butt, right?
That's some serious shit coming from the Wook crowd out here that doesn't bathe. Period. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I had apparently violated some serious shit. Like, I mean, I had set the river line that I did not know existed, and they were going to school me about it, because it wasn't just like one or two. It was, I mean, I was probably pumping on that thing 20, 25 minutes, and it was the entire time. So you could say roughly 60, 70 people walking by going, "Oh my God, who is smoking brown crown? Oh my God." And just
he was in there shamelessly digging seeds out of his weed, cure his hangover.
That's right. And then I went to sleep like a champion, and fucking the hangover was gone. And I was like, "That's right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the brown crown for your ass." So yeah, I did. I smuggled it out there, and fewer is brave, as I am. But sometimes when you got to do what you got to do, you just handle it. I didn't tell Brian about it until we were there.
As I would imagine, I would have frowned upon it.
Yeah, matter of fact,
It's like bringing sand to the beach.
I told my old lady about it, and she just frowned at me right as she was walking out the door with the luggage, and I just like, fuck, you'll never know.
Well, that's back when you could actually put some weed in your shoe and get on an airplane. You can't do that shit anymore.
You can't do it anymore at all. Yeah,
or I don't know if you can, but I'm damn sure not trying.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
I said Bin Laden.
Oh, I said Obama.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Obama, too.
Thank you.
I think, George Bush really bears the...
Yeah, he bears that.
I was going to thank Judge Joe Brown, but it seems so insignificant compared to y'all think. I mean, you guys
Joe Brown.
I'm like anticlimactic compared to what you guys are doing.
Look at Joe Brown. He's got justice. He was Kamala. He knows how many guys she's been sucking.
Yeah.
Hey, look. He's obviously he's telling the truth, because he is Judge Joe Brown. So, I mean, but if I thank him after you have thanked Osama bin Laden, and then you have thanked Obama, I mean, I'm like just like one step, above a pederast and one below a used car salesman. That's just it. I feel like I should have amped up my guest on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, about that time. See, we all need to have 40. We need to start having 40s every week. I think that's a much better approach. I like Zach with a 40 much better, or 32. I guess you're having a 32.
I'm having the Fairhope Causeway IPA. 8.9%.
Well, shout out to Fairhope Brewery.
When I'm done with the 32, I got me a little flask with a grizzly bear on it here.
You little bear piss?
And that's full of some locally brewed fine Colorado whiskey. There's a distillery here called Stranahan's, and it's actually really tasty. I'm a fan of it.
I can imagine. The way you say it makes me a fan.
I mean, it's in a
And
bear
then
flask. Come on.
The distillery. I mean, it doesn't come in the bear flask. I got that at some Renaissance festival somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
It's kind of like a boutique.
Because that's where
whiskey.
they are.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, cool.
but the Stranahans, you can sign up. You can sign up to like work, like get a tour of the factory, and work the line, and then they give you a bottle. Like you work the line for a couple hours, just kind of not actually working it, but like doing the tasks, and then they give you a free bottle.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
They
cool.
like a lot of free alcohol out there.
I mean, well, you go on the Coors tour, and then they put you in that little room, and then they serve you Coors that's like 2.1% alcohol, and you sit there and pound it to pieces.
I haven't done it. I haven't done it yet. My neighbor that lives right across the street from me works at Coors. He's like a high up guy who's been there forever, doing something with their automation department.
That's cool.
He doesn't talk about it too much. He kind of mentions it and mumbles, and he's like, "I don't want to talk about work." But here, like, he's always like dumping off like Coors on me.
What he's not telling you is that
I'm like, I don't like Coors, man.
he's serving you the banquet beer.
Yeah.
It is.
That's what they got up there.
That's what flows in Clear Creek. If you come out to Denver ever, you want to just bring a Camelback and fill it up in Clear Creek. You're getting Coors Banquet.
I mean, he might just be flat embarrassed that it's not Miller High Life, and that he just, all he's got is a banquet beer to offer.
It's just his piss jug filled in.
Well said. Well said.
Loud mouth. I'm gonna show him.
chap.
So tell me, ooh, this batch is real bitey, man.
You been having asparagus?
It's got a real.
Almost like the pH levels off a little
You
bit.
got some cilantro? You've been eating blocks of cilantro?
It's a little hop. It's a little
When's the
hoppier
last
than
time
usual.
you had some? When's the last time you had some blood work?
Just
You know?
eating bunches of
This
cilantro.
reminds me of my grandfather's piss. Very interesting.
Since
Like your enzymes are up.
yeah,
Like
since
the
when
enzymes are up.
You need some wheatgrass.
is Coors experimenting with an IPA? What's going
Did
on?
you stop the probiotics? My God. Yeah,
Emily Curtis
nice.
likes that. She can poop every day down because of that stuff.
Probiotics?
Yeah. She's pooping 2-3 times a day sometimes.
Oh, that's regular. Wow.
When she said that, do you think like in the back of her mind she thought like, well, this is a bit of an overshare, but I'm going to go ahead with it anyway?
Yeah.
Or do you think that she was just
paid
like,
her. She's a spokesman for that now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so
Well,
it's like,
what was that? What was the name? What was the Scream Queen? What was her name? She was the Activia lady there forever, and then
Jamie
they got
Lee Curtis.
sued. Yeah, I thought they got sued because they didn't actually do what they said they did.
Yeah.
Man,
if you're not shitting 4 times a day.
man, I have a severe dislike of you know who Jennifer Tilly is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you're familiar with a gentleman of the Weather Channel by the name of Jim Cantori, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
I know
the-
Jim.
the-
I know Jim way back.
The ball head, yeah, Jim way back there. That's what I'm talking
We've
about.
hunkered down together many times.
The old Jim, the lean into the wind Jim. I know what you're
Old
talking
pork
about.
chop himself, Jim. I remember.
That's
him.
right.
Good guy.
That's right. So I'm off season and I'm living in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I'm bartending. Right, and these two come into the bar together, and I'm like, all right, and she's wanting to come back there behind the bar and mix drinks and shit, and my manager's like, yeah, go ahead, let her back there. So she's back there, mixing up a couple of $100 worth of margaritas and shit. And Cantori's like, hey, we're going to slide out here to one of these lobby tables and bring me some scones and a couple of, Johnny Walker Blues straight. And I was like, all right, man, yeah, I'll do that. And then after that, he tells me to bring you a bottle of Dom Perignon. She's coming out, I'm bringing it out. And I go back, and some of the people got to close out. And then I come back out to see what's up with them. And these two fucks are gone. They just straight walked out on their entire bar tab, all of it. And so I find myself
Hollywood gossip, you guys.
Look, I find myself like tracking Cantori like down the bar strip, I'm like, hey y'all, hey, has a little 5'2" bald-headed dude been in here, acting, They're like, oh yeah, he just came in here, head around the corner. I never caught up with him, and so cash out at the end of the night, I was like $714 I had to pay out, and I was like, my God, Cantori, if I ever catch your ass in the Gulf Coast during the fucking hurricane, I'm going to get you because I
Get
mean,
my 800.
I think that's a call out, Cantori. Why don't you go ahead and
Hey,
call in and see?
You heard it here
I
first,
mean,
folks.
hey,
We're waiting on the call from Cantori.
Cantori's
by all
coming in
means,
hot.
Cantori, dial in because I still
Now,
remember the flavor
listen,
scones I served you.
I'm calling T-Pain right now.
Well,
The Weather Channel's
yeah,
right there in Atlanta.
I did think about it at first. I was like, well, this man does eat scones, which means that he has
Well,
to
that's
be
what a weird thing to ask for, like with scotch. Just
right. A
Scones
2-day
and
old
scotch.
biscuit.
I think that's a
Yeah.
very psychotic individual, right? There's
Right. There's
Yes.
layers of sociopath there. I mean, yes, but he was
yeah.
the passive aggressive kind, while she was just I mean, buck wild. Let's serve anybody a drink and dump it on them.
Hollywood elites.
You know,
What do I
that's
say?
I guess that's my
One time,
my
Zach
B-movie
Zach almost got his
story.
ass kicked by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was kind of the
Oh,
other way
yeah?
around.
Well, he had basically Zach had to let Jean-Claude make love to his wife in front of him. And
So,
that's where
was he
Had a
ex-
pink-
was he
had
an
a pink-
extremely
had a pink berry
small man?
yogurt. Yeah, he was,
Was he an
small.
extremely small man?
He was, man. I could have fit him in the palm of my hand. He was.
So I rode in the elevator with Gene Hackman, and he was like the most giant human that I've ever met
Gene
in my
Hackman's a
life.
big boy. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, good God, you know. I mean, 6'6", 6'7", something. I had no clue until we rode up in the elevator in silence, and then he looks at me. He gives me the nod and gives me the and
Gives you a good kiss on the lips. You've never seen me. This never happened.
No, but it was like the like with his lips like finger gun. I was like, all right, Hackman, you're cool, brother. Oh, shit, I'm hearing my barking. Just go on about your ass self.
The
But
biggest,
yeah,
the biggest celebrity I ever saw was Tim Robbins, and I wasn't prepared for like.
Oh my God,
He was like the giant that was in that movie.
He's
Big
got
Fish.
banana hands.
Yeah,
he's like 6'9", 6'10", though, right?
He was.
Like
he-
just.
yeah.
But he's just
ginormous.
large proportioned.
He was a couple stories tall. That dude was just gigantic.
Just get out of the car and just stand on up forever.
Yeah,
Just
like,
keep standing up.
Because I remember it because I walked in where he was, and he was like kind of hunched over, and I was like, "That's a big dude." And then he stood up, and I swear to God, man, his hair like was brushing the ceiling, and it was like I was like, "That's either a low ceiling or this dude is just like, gigantic."
Susan
Like,
Sarandon, man. That's
I went in one time after I was when I was living in Orlando. We had a hurricane come through, right? And the power's off for like a week or so afterwards. So like the local my local gas station right up the street had opened back up, and so I'd found out, and so I jumped in the car to go up there and get some gas. And so I waited in line forever, and I'm about to get to the pump, and I'm the next person in line for the pump, and this black. You remember those old police cars that they sold to the public called the Marauders?
yes.
Yeah.
So it was a black Marauder pulls up in front of me, and cuts me off at the pump, and I'm like, motherfucker, but the other pump next
That's
to it
a very
opened, and
timed, precise move. you
right,
know?
it was a precise move, right, and so I just pulled at the pump next to it, and I'm thinking to myself, man, and it's all blacked out and everything, and I'm like in. Rural Orlando, and I'm like, all right, I'm not rural, but I'm right in the city of Orlando, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try and pick a fight at the pump, but like, what a motherfucker. So I go on inside to go pay, because none of the pumps are working. You had to pay cash. It was the only way to get them to work. And so I went in to go pay, and I'm waiting in line, and as I get up to the counter to pay, like the guy behind the counter cuts me off and was like, oh, hey, Shaq. And he like stuck his head, and he was like, I need gas, turn the pump on. And it was Shaq who had cut me off. And so I go back to my car, and I'm sitting there. I'm on the other side of the pump from him, right? And in this Marauder, he's like folded over side, like halfway, trying to pump this thing because he's so big. But I was just like, I got to get his autograph or something. I know he's pumping his gas, after a hurricane, but like, why not? So it was when he was playing for Orlando when he's down there. So like I went and got his autograph and everything, and got back in the car and pumped my gas, and I called my mom on the way home, and I'm like, Mom, I just ran into Shaq, and she was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty confident that was Shaq.
Not
Mom.
to me, big boys like that. Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of impersonators, but
You can't
Yeah, no,
impersonate
no.
7'2", 340
I
pounds.
used to try to do it myself on Hollywood Boulevard.
For a second, I thought it might be Shaquille O'Flaherty, but then I discovered it was actually Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Because he didn't look Irish. And so I thought, yeah.
Are you sure? I thought, oh, mom, you're so cute. Shillelagh O'Neal.
I mean, when you meet a human that size, though, it is a bit off-putting. It's like, well, good God, man.
Yeah, I look at him. I think you're a mistake. God messed up. You're not supposed to be here because that you're going to ruin the earth because they're so strong and powerful.
My ex-wife never told me a single thing about her father. Like before I met him, she never mentioned anything other than his name, and so I had no idea of what to expect. And so the door knock, and so I opened this door, and this man is every bit as big as the door jamb, and like just huge. And so it's like he's like 290. Runs triathlons. I mean, like 6'8". Just like people aren't supposed to be made like this, you know.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I meet him. He was like, "How you doing, Toby?" I said, "I'm doing well. You know, I'm doing well.
I'm fine, sir."
Right. You haven't broken me yet, so I think I'm pretty good so far. And he just kind of struts on in all black Harley, looking like some kind of hitman. Sits down. He's the nicest guy in the world, you know. But at the same time, I just was like, my God, what in the world? So now I got a son who's 11 years old. It's like 5'6". He's on his way to being as big as him. I'm like, good Lord, man, what am I growing now?
A little monster.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ, what am I going to do? I'm going to end up buying size 16 shoes in 7th grade.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he'll eat you out of house and home.
Dude, he already does. I mean, and
put him on a vegetarian diet. Just feed him onions.
He would. I don't even know what he would do. He would just fucking look at me like, "Dad, come on, man," and then probably want to arm wrestle for it or something, you know.
Yeah, he'll be able to fight you one day.
Yeah, I know. Very soon, and I don't like it. I don't like any of that.
I don't like any of that. It's like living with a snake that can kill you.
My kid's already overpowering me.
Oh, yeah?
I cut my beard, like I should trim my beard, and he came in the room and told me that my head was too big for my chin.
Starts wrecking you.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
You gotta hate it when your kids do that.
So I've been coping. I've been like trying to cope with that for the last 48 hours.
Your kid hit you in the feels.
Brian, I've been meaning to tell you this story, Brian. So like my son tells me the other day, he's like, my poppy or whatever on my mom's side, his grandfather, step grandfather on his mom's side, wants to take him out for batting practice. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. And like, so I gave him a bucket of balls and everything. And I thought that they were talking about like in the batting cage, right? But no. So this man wanted to take him out into an open field and throw him pitches from the mound without a protective screen in front of it or anything. And the thing about it is like, it's a good way to die doing that, really. I mean, it is just a solid way to come away with some concussions and just bad news. And so, he's out there, he's got 50 balls, right? And so my son's like laying off hits, trying to drive him opposite field, pull him, anything but hit him. And the man stops halfway in and says, Dawson, I need you to hit line drive. All right. So he said, he was like, Dad, I told him, I was like, are you sure? And he said, yes. And so the next pitch, deep racks it up, man. And it does one of those where it bounces right before his shin, then hits his shin, rolls up his body, and then pops him on the inside of his armpit. And not only was he like laid out because his shin was busted, but he couldn't even like throw the ball again because his arm was dumb dead, from the ball hitting it again. And then he was like, good one. And he got up there and did it again and again. And Dawson was like, man, Dad, I hit him like 4 times before it was all said and done. But he wouldn't stop.
He wouldn't stop.
I died laughing so hard. I was like, son, there is nothing you can do if a grown man is just not
Just
willing to
taking
listen to
beans
the
from you.
Dude, yeah.
It's like
And
I can't go down. I've got to show him I'm tough.
Right.
He's coughing his blood.
He said
He had to talk about that in therapy. And there I was just hitting my grandfather as hard as I could.
he said he hit one in the air
Just
too.
was
The fan.
attracted to him.
That's a John
He
Wayne
hit one
moment. He's
in-
like bloody piss streaming down his leg. Hit me
Dude,
again.
you make jokes about it, but I swear to God, if one of them would have squared up with him now, yeah, every bit of that, man.
You little son of a bitch! I survived 5 plane crashes in the Korean War.
I remember Toys R Us.
Baller, I'll push you in a headlock and undo you.
Yeah, I invented laser tag, boy.
Now quit hitting like a pussy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like, and I just looked at him. I was like, son, please. I was like, you swung, and he was like,
Please, grandfather. Please.
That is quality. That is quality time, though, man.
Dude,
Those are core memories.
Time, man.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Like, imagine what the world's gonna look like when he's in his 30s or 40s. Like.
Oh, no, I think we lost him. I think we
good
lost his
chunk-
battery.
A good chunk of his peers aren't going to have grandfathers that were just like, hit me with the ball. Not,
I'm not real sure. We've lost Toby. We've seen the kept his
He
dog.
was out of it, man.
Did he just run out of oxygen and fall down?
Dude, we might just witness a murder.
yeah. It looks like I see a little highlight.
There it went.
Get him out of here. Listen,
Well, that was my friend Tobias.
Yeah.
It's great to meet you, Tobias.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting,
Good soul.
Very interesting. I'm on the fence right now.
That was a little outside the box for DFP, but
I was really hoping to get his review on Arcadian as well. We brought him on, and we never finished Arcadian.
Ethel's interrupted me.
As I was saying, the director was homage to many things Disney. Think about Goofy. What a weird face he has. Well, he thought that too and made a creature out of it. Like those shitty YouTube videos. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Zach.
Yeah, it's good.
Disappointing.
Well, now you see where I got the gift of gab from, guys. This is my boys I grew up with. Had to keep up. You gotta talk to keep up around those guys.
Yeah, he's a character, man, and God bless him and his team. I hope they get to the World Series of.
Be on ESPN next week. I'll be watching, yelling at the TV.
Japan's gonna win it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think so.
I was totally guessing.
Uh-oh. That was he was calling me there.
Shaquille O'Flair.
He had more to say, Brian. You tell him we cut him off. That's enough of his politics on this show. I did not like the Acolyte, Star Wars Acolyte, and I didn't like it one bit. That's because that's our politics.
Oh man. I haven't watched Star Wars since.
Dude, I haven't seen Star Wars
forever. I watched the Mandalorian, and there wasn't a single Mandt in there, so I quit watching.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I watched that, and that was the last thing I saw. I was like,
it's so good though.
You just try another joke.
What was that?
You say the same thing.
Yeah. I said
saying different
Mandalorian, and I was done with it.
It's so fucking. It's the best thing they've ever done for Star Wars, in my opinion. I started watching that other one, the other new one. I forget what it's called.
Acolyte?
Ahsoka?
Yeah, Acolyte.
Okay.
And I started and it wasn't that it was bad. It's just that I don't know. I didn't feel like watching it.
Look,
that whole
man,
scene in the beginning,
if they really to make all this new content is kind of weird. Like they have so much built-in canon for that stuff. Like there's the whole Shadows of the Empire series that has a lot of really cool stories that they could have drawn from that well, and I don't know why that didn't happen.
Yeah, all the extended universe, right?
There was a lot of characters that got their own stories in that stuff that I think.
Yeah, well, Thrawn came from that.
Yeah, so some of those stories are really cool, and they had a lot of I don't know if it wasn't just they couldn't strike a deal with it or what happened, but every time I go down that rabbit hole, where I'm like, why didn't this or why didn't that? I just think of the picture with George Lucas standing there holding a lightsaber with Mickey Mouse, and I'm like, oh. It's probably like you can just see the dead. You can just see George is just like dead. He's like, half of him. He's just like, I'm so sick of fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
and then the other part is just like, this is also my child, and I'm selling it to be sold off to basically, I'm donating it to Epstein Island.
Yeah.
No, I'm buying a ticket to Epstein Island.
Yeah, maybe. Was he on the flight logs? I don't
know.
Do I trust the flight logs? Do we know anybody who really matters? Are they even on those flight logs?
I think everyone that matters is on that flight log.
Yeah.
It was either that one or Diddy's, one of the two.
What a wild turn of events. You get your friend, and then we're talking, and then goes Epstein Island, and then just
George Lucas. That's it. I'm sure the dots are able. I'm sure we can connect the
dots. Follow the money.
Follow the money.
There was, what was the Ministry song? There was a Ministry song where the lyrics were literally something like, tell me something I don't know, show me something I can't use, push the button, connect the goddamn dots. And that was the entire
entire song.
Just and then there was just noise.
Look, all I know is we all need to have a real discussion about this skibbity toilet bullshit.
No, they're making a movie and shit of it now.
I don't know anything about it. I live in a
You don't know nothing about Skibbity or Skibbity Riz or any of that kind of.
Nah, give me the cliff notes. Too long.
Apparently, that's the new slang the kids are saying these days. Everything's Skibbity.
Everything's Skibbity.
Skibbity, yeah, and apparently.
Is Skibbity the noise that butt piss makes when it hits the water? Or what's
I think so. Yeah, there's a meme about Skibbity toilet that's going around. It's a huge meme now, and it's just basically this
it's kind of
head
old,
from Half-Life in a toilet.
Okay.
And there's this army of these toilets that are assimilate to do things. I don't know. Huh. And anyway, apparently it's all the rage of the children these days, and they're buying the rights for it and making movie and series or something. I don't know.
Huh. Tell your story, kids. Get started.
I'm not real sure what the Skibbity Toilet series looks like. Is it is there an actual lore there?
Is there a Skibbity Toilet universe? I guess we'll stay tuned and buckle up and find out.
Listen, it's gonna be one hell of a year, guys. It's pretty historic. I just
is that what's going to finally impress my children? That I worked on. If I have the ability to actually get on the Skibbity Toilet project.
Show and tell.
Boys ready for round 2.
And he's back.
I am. I know, technical difficulties.
It happens. Happens every week.
You think you were having technical difficulties? We were just talking about Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah. We're all trying to figure out the Skibbity Toilet phenomena. Oh, he just left. He couldn't have any of that. Nope.
We are not a Skibbity Toilet.
I'm a human toilet.
That was not Skibbity Riz.
I'm thirsty. Quench my thirst.
First off, it's Skibbiday Toilet. It's French.
I think it was like such perfect timing. He kind of turned his head and it just disappeared.
Coming out of your
nope.
fucking ears.
I got that effect.
Having any part of this.
I got that effect in the.
I'll give up my brother's middle name, but I'm not fucking talking about Skibbity toilets.
I got that effect in the chat.
Oh, that's so good. Well, I'm not sure that was very Skibbity. Look, man. The point is, I'm still trying to learn how to use Yeet, and I can't deal with new stuff.
Tell me.
Apparently, it was on John Oliver last week too.
Somebody literally. I went out for a drink a couple weeks ago, and that was where somebody came up and they were discussing something very briefly with me, and they were like, "Oh, Roll Tide," and I was like, "Please explain to me how to use Roll Tide," and they were like, "Oh, it's just it's something like cool, all right on," is how they explained it, and they're like, "It's applicable in all situations," which is why I said it earlier, and that was like. It was not.
Yeah, you failed.
It was not the time
Yeah.
to use it. Yeah, it didn't work.
No, well, it would have worked in most situations. You just can't use it with an Auburn fan.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he was an Auburn fan.
man, you really. I thought you killed his family.
I had good intentions, man. I had
It was
good
funny the
intentions.
first
Now-
time you tried to yield to power. You failed.
Yeah, so I understand. I understand your struggle with yeet.
Well,
It's kind of the same thing,
I
right?
tried to roll tide and I got yeeted.
Roll Tide.
Zach's like all not scared. I think he goes, roll, maybe roll, tide.
Roll Tide?
Roll tide now.
With a question mark?
Slightly,
You hit him again. He's
slightly rotating tide, perhaps.
like a bubbling brook.
Mandt DeLorean, ladies and gentlemen. Mandt DeLorean.
Net DeLorean. That's right. That's right. I did. You know, my favorite thing about the Mandalorian, honestly, was Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Look, man, there were so many cameos and like appearances by characters, and it's just
But
such a fucking good show.
Bill Burr's character in that, like being like the disgruntled
so
clone
good.
trooper, the disgruntled trooper guy. That's just like that conversation was the perfect application of like a conversation that happened at the gas station or the convenience store in Clerks about like the Death Star and like the private contractors on the Death Star. It was like the perfect spin-off of like that tone of conversation. And it was good, man. It was perfect.
I mean, it's a show full of spoon-fed like fan service, but at the same time, it's like still really good and not campy or cheesy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I did grit my teeth with the Nick Nolte thing, because all I see when I hear Nick Nolte's voice is I see Nick Nolte's mugshot, the one where he's in that
The crazy hair.
Yeah. And I just think of that. That's all I see when I hear that voice. Or like he's basically like his real life, his character in Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And
That was no, that's not. I was about to say that was pre-head injury, but that wasn't Nick Nolte.
Gary Busey.
That was Gary Busey. Yeah.
Gary Busey.
He's like, have you ever had a hobbit foot? They have an aphrodisiac. You just watch a video of him eating a hobbit's foot.
Dude, everybody loves Gary Busey. They're obsessed with Gary Busey. But if you encountered Gary Busey in the wild,
Oh god,
I shoot him
scary
dead.
as shit.
dude, we had Brandon Ketchell on here earlier on, and he had a band. I don't know if he's still doing the band or not. But they were playing at some place over in Hollywood, and we went out to go see the band, and they were opening for Jake Busey's band, and so we're all sitting out in the parking lot like after they played their set.
Now Jake Busey from the fame of Starship Troopers.
I think so. Yeah, Gary Busey's son.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's right, his son. And,
Correct.
and so yeah, they're the same. And so I'm sitting out there in the parking lot talking to somebody, and all of a sudden I see like the people splitting. Like there's a whole bunch of people in the crowd, and then Gary Busey like emerges from the crowd, and I like
He's splitting the Red Sea.
No, in my mind I locked eyes with him, but he was like straight through me, dude, and it was like seeing a human daddy long legs barreling towards me. And I just fucking froze.
One big eye.
I just froze, and he didn't blink, he didn't break his gaze. He walked right on past me, and I was just like, I just got fucking Busey.
Then the person
I just got
behind you
Busey.
unlocks his jaw and just like swallows them.
He just
I haven't-
takes a bite out of your shoulder.
The only time I ever had that same feeling ever in my life was when I came out here. I went and found one of the herds of wild horses that cruise around, and saw some wild Mustangs out running around, and got
That's cool.
within 20 feet of one. And that was the same feeling as when
Get to a wild Busey.
the Daddy Busey legs charged me in that parking lot.
That's awesome.
So Gary, if you're listening, you changed my life, kind of. Not really, but yeah,
You made me
fired up.
change my ways. You
You
made
fired-
me
did
be
you-
a better
did-
man.
you triggered
Brandon,
my
did you know?
adrenaline.
To tie into the Nicolas Cage thing earlier, I found out this week. Did you know that Casper Kelly was one of the writers on Mercy? Or Mandy?
I know that.
I didn't either until I just found out this past week that I saw on a podcast he was in. I just happened to watch it, and he was talking about in it. It was before I guess he wrote it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm writing a horror movie, or a big budget movie." I don't think he said horror movie, but I'm writing a big budget movie, and I was like, "Oh, really? What big budget movie do you write?" I went and looked, and it was fucking Mandy. I was like, "Holy shit!" I didn't know he was one of the writers on that. What a weird departure from Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell and Squidbillies.
Right? Yeah, it's so crazy.
But that's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah.
He's such a cool guy.
Yeah, he is really cool. Yeah, that was one of the best jobs I've ever had, I think.
It was so much fun.
It was so fun. Dave and Chris were amazing.
Have you ever watched that, Zach? Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell?
You know, I never did, man.
It's actually really funny, dude.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever worked on.
Yeah, I got to do these Hitler beavers, these Nazi beavers.
Wow.
Right? They all had little mustaches.
I forgot.
Dude,
I forgot about the Nazi
I was
beavers.
so ecstatic talking.
What
to
was
people
the
about this
joke? Why was there so many Nazi beavers?
Because that Nazi doctor, what's his face? Mengele was in hell, and he's trying to help. He was trying to take over hell with these beavers. So he was breeding them because they're more docile, or I don't know. He said some shit like that. And then so when Gary goes down there to infiltrate, they cut his head off. So we put Gary on a beaver body, right? And he's like flopping around and stuff. And then we had to make this whole crowd of Nazi beavers. We had him do this and stuff. It was crazy.
Wow.
The show was wild. Like I remember being in a meeting. I sat in a meeting about the viscosity of the lava coming out of the big statue of Satan's ass.
Yeah, it was ass. Yeah, they were always fun to work with, man. It was really perfect.
It was wild. If you went to the HR department for whatever reason, the HR department was just a giant masturbating spider, and he would impregnate you if you came to the HR department for sexual, for sexual harassment or whatever.
Yeah.
He would impregnate you.
All right. There's. Oh my.
It was a fun show, man. Every single episode was it was like, you want me to do what? All right, red hot fire poker in the ass it is.
So I love that, man. I wish
It was like a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
It really was. Those dudes their minds are next level.
I wish that I could produce something just totally stupid like that. Not saying that was stupid, just like.
But just that you directing it.
Yeah, something that because there's some stuff that I've got loaded up in the canon that would just never hit prime time. You know what I mean? If it did, it would get like it's not the kind of stuff you'd have your kids watch.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody stoned at 11 o'clock.
That was the beauty of Adult Swim, man. That was what was so fun about working there, working at William Street, is they had all that Family Guy money.
Yeah.
I mean, that entire television station's run off Family Guy.
It's so crazy
because they bought it from Fox whenever they canceled it the first time. Mm-hmm. So then they lease it back to Fox now.
Interesting.
So yeah, Cartoon Network owns South Park, or not South Park. I'm sorry,
Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up again. You're on warning.
I mean, cartoon stuff is so like. I don't know, man. It's such a weird.
It's a lot of work.
Like I've mentioned before, like Ren and Stimpy was the thing that kind of happened where I was like, oh man,
stupid pile of protoplasm.
It's just like there's other people out there like me.
You know?
Like it was kind of my moment where I was in this town where all the other kids just cared about sports or whatever else, and it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like I didn't necessarily ever felt like I fit in. And when I started seeing Ren and Stimpy, I was like, man, that is okay. There's other people out there that are weird like I am.
Yeah.
But then I was really bummed out when I got older and discovered who John Chris Felucci was. And I was
Do y'all remember Liquid
dude,
TV?
He's kind of a fucking jerk.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Remember Liquid TV?
Yeah, it was like where
that
Beavis
shit
and
was
Butthead
crazy.
first came on, and
That
Eon
was-
Flux, and
Dude, Liquid TV was wild.
Aeon Flux.
I was just a bit too young to be watching Liquid TV when it came out, and a lot of the stuff that was going on in there, I was like, "What is happening?" Like
It was
the Eon Flux thing was just like it never
Dude.
made any sense. I was like, "What is this?" Other than
Spawn.
an excuse for somebody to cruise around like drawing this super like anorexic chick just murdering piles of these dudes for what?
Dude, that
You
was
know,
when I
they-
first started smoking pot too, and so
No.
it was like my my little feeble little mind wobbling and watching that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Just
fun
totally,
fact about that. Oh, go ahead.
no context in any of the stuff on there. But then I mean that's where Beavis and Butthead got its start. Like there was so much. I remember so many so many things are on there. Like I remember the Psycho,
Max.
Yeah, the Max, that was pretty awesome. The Psychogram always cracked me up. Yeah,
I think Syphil and Ollie might be on
Yeah.
there too.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Maybe
about that.
later.
Syphil and Ollie show.
Remember that sock puppets?
Uh huh. God, I forgot
Chester,
about that.
he's like, "Hey man, this is Chester. What you do? Hey man." He like had he was floppy hair like dish towel or dish.
I forgot about that.
Christy Fresh, man. Yeah.
God, TV was so weird back then, wasn't it?
It was awesome, man.
it was awesome.
Like,
What
do you
a-
remember Tom? Do you remember Tom when Tom Green
Green-
first came out?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude! When he, the best moment in television that I remember growing up was watching him interview people with cat poop on the microphone. I'll never forget seeing that and just being like, yes, this is television. Take that, Japan. Like,
Yeah,
take
because that
Ja-
is Japanese in a way, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
very much. Like you would, like
very
you, at the time we didn't really have like the internet was new and it wasn't like it was all DSL, right? Like you downloaded.
Shit,
you
even
downloaded
that- no,
something,
it was-
and it wasn't.
dial-up, right?
It's not like people. Yeah, it's not like people were exchanging videos and stuff on the internet then. So if you
Yeah.
want a Japanese television, you needed to either get it outdated on a VHS tape or go to Japan. Which if your parents,
Good luck, because they're not going to
Yeah.
accept you.
you're just.
Yeah.
You just were. It was hard. What I'm saying is hard to get exposed to things like it is now. Like you're just like I'm into dressing up like a pony and pounding off into a pile of butter. And
While
you're
eating
like, there's-
100% real
your-
Vermont.
They're making so much money off that butter, though.
Here's your established internet community. weirdo.
Artisanal butters.
They
Yeah.
call me
Or
Mama
big.
Butter because they just milk me day and night. I got so much just milk in these tits.
Yeah,
I'm a butter machine.
I'm a butter
I-
machine.
I remember. I grew up on Land O'Lakes, but then
Can't believe it's mom's butter.
They say my milk is 2 to 3 times thicker than most other humans' milk. They say it's closer to a gorilla type of milk.
I just like to take a moment and recognize the fact that Fabio struggled with the word butter.
That was his kryptonite.
It was.
The beautiful
It was,
man can't say butter.
There's something completely wrong.
I can't believe it's no better.
It's batter.
I can't believe it's no better.
On your mouth,
Like,
on the
you
roof
just
of
had
your
like
mouth, or-
armies of women just like Fabio and falling over, and he's just like, check this out. Hey Fabio, tell us about the butter. Batter. I missed it because I was up in Mammoth for the weekend, and I remember it because I was so disappointed. I almost didn't go snowboarding in Mammoth that weekend because he was at the Whole Foods off of Olympic, like Olympic in the 405. He was like at a Whole Foods there signing books. I think he had a book or something. And it was it was a few months after he got hit by the goose riding the roller coaster.
Oh God!
I know
with all the
too
women
much
in the
about-
cart, and he's the one.
Yeah.
He's all bloody.
I know
Yeah, I
a
remember
little
that.
too much about Fabio, but I was like, holy shit, man! I kind of want to get like a carton of I Can't Believe It's Not Butter and have him sign it.
Oh man, the jig is up. I know you're the president of the fan club. I got the evidence.
Look, I'm gonna make a confession here. When I was 5, Fabio came into my home while my family was eating breakfast, and he murdered everybody except me.
Man, you know how much you can get for a clean butter tub on Facebook Marketplace?
Clean butters.
And that day, Fabio told me something, but it was indecipherable because it was all words. It was all words that sounded like butter.
All the words had 2 T's in it.
Yeah,
Blah,
all,
blah,
the words,
blah, blah.
Blah.
all the words that sounded like butter. He sounded like he was singing that popular Barbara 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 song that the Germans are singing right now.
I don't think I know that one. Is that right up there with the skibbities?
And Zach, I don't think we know that one. Could you elaborate?
The song is called
Elaborate.
The song is called Barbara's Rhubarb Bar. It's a just leave it at that, man. Imagine it. Okay, look.
What hole were you in when you found that song?
Not knowing what it is. Imagine somebody with a German accent saying Barbara's Rhubarb Bar. It's kind of like a German tongue twister, but it's if you try to follow along, you do get lost in the baba 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 bar.
Fun. It's fun times.
Yeah, it's fun to bar.
Is this how you test yourself on your time off?
No, I just enjoy listening to Germans speak.
You could do that. That would be cool if you could learn that and make that your karaoke song.
Talking in German while you work.
Well, look,
You can't speak German at any other time except for when you're like angry at work and you cuss yourself out in German.
I am silently Flulaborg's biggest fan. His internet videos crack me up, man, like nothing else. Have you seen the one where he's talking about he's like, I'm so confused. These guys were arguing and one says to the other, suck my dick. And he's like, so you want me to take my most valuable body part? And it's so indefensible. And it can't do anything to protect itself. And you want me to put it in your mouth where you have teeth and you can bite it off? I don't know. It's that one's funny.
Hey, if he's got that good mouth skin, if you know what I mean.
He's got another one where he talks about somebody being called a party pooper. And he's like, "Who poops at parties?"
I've never seen this.
So I've seen that one.
Yeah.
You poop at parties? Who poops at parties?
Yeah. Well, he's funny, man. I sat next to a lot of Germans throughout the years at work, and I always had a lot of fun with them. None of them kept in contact, so I assume they were all like, "Oh my God,
They were all highly offended by your questioning.
This guy is fucking horrible." But I sure enjoyed them.
Yeah, no, I can't say that I've had too many German friends. But I did learn German when I was in school back in the day, like middle school or whatever, but I don't remember any of it.
And nobody told you about Barbara's Rhubarb Bar? I mean, it's an old song.
Yeah, no, I took German in high school for like 3 years, and yeah, no, I don't remember that either.
You can't remember any of it, huh?
I remember some of it for sure. Went on to get Duolingo, just to see.
Yeah.
Because I had Portuguese on there, and I could do a lot of the stuff that I had.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I was surprised. Like most of the very beginner stuff and midway through, it was still like okay, but it was. Yeah,
You start high stepping.
Start just singing Du hast.
When are we getting?
You started
handed
ripping
out?
the sleeves off your shirts,
Yeah.
making them all. Making them all.
All right, class. We're gonna pick out our German names. Brandon, you go ahead and start. Yeah, I want everybody to call me Hugo Boss.
I will be the fire starter. He's referred to me as fire starter.
Freaking and Scheißen.
Man, what's it gonna cost? We gotta try to get the Hawk Tua girl on our podcast before she's too expensive. She probably already is.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get her on? Is she on Fiverr?
Maybe.
Dude,
No. Wait, what's the Cameo?
Cameo.
That'd be interesting, like way to market yourself. You just like, hey, I'm just an ordinary guy. I'll talk to you about anything. Go ahead and give me a call, or like just rent yourself out to do things. Like I'm just your robot.
Dude, I've told you how many times have we brought this up? It's $1 million idea. It's what do we call it? What I forgot what we called it. What was our name we coined for it? Where we just do chores and we just have people pay us to do chores, but we do just to watch us do chores. Like, here's how you fold a fitted sheet, or like here's how you hang pictures.
I remember this, and we had some kitschy name for it, and I can't remember it now.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Spent too much time. Spent too much
Josh,
time.
could you go look through at the archive and see what we can find? Thanks, Josh.
Spent too much time at Barbara's Rhubarb Bar.
No, it was Only Mans.
Only Mans, that's right.
Yeah, we were gonna Only Mans, and it was just women would pay men on there to just do chores their husbands wouldn't do. Like, put those curtains up.
How long do you think that would take before any of us got stalkers?
Change out that fan. Oh, did you turn the breaker off?
There's got to be women out there that are like, I'll stalk that guy.
Oh, 100%. That's the scary part of it.
I'd
But
stalk
you
the shit. He's worth a felony, right?
He's worth a felony.
I mean, look, I'm not in the prime of my life or anything, but I like to think I've got a stalkable face.
Yeah.
Being stalked is not cool. I've had one of those before, and it's not cool
here
at
comes
all.
Here it
Debbie,
comes.
Debbie
You know what?
Downer.
Get the violin, guys.
Having to go down there and fill out restraining orders is not cool, gentlemen. You have to take time out of your day. Yeah, it's no. What's the opposite of that? That's what we need. Is the opposite of that.
That's my problem because I gotta come at least 14 to 15 times a day, and if I'm busy running around doing it, I'm not coming.
I'm going to need somebody to do it for me.
Mood.
Wow.
I can't just make myself come all the time. You see.
Brandon, what character in The Sopranos did you just channel right there?
I don't know.
Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Well,
I'm jerking off here. I'm trying to come.
yeah.
Leave me alone. I
Here,
can't. Don't look
look,
at my
I just
face.
want to.
That was Leo loose labia.
I just want to eat sandwiches in a leather jacket here in a pool hall. Leave me alone. I'm pounding.
I'm just Larry Labia here.
It's Larry Labia.
Larry. Frankie Foreskin over here.
It's fucking Italian. Get out of my fucking face.
Oh no! When we used to work there, we used to constantly make fun of was it Tony? Not Tony Bolonovich, but it was the other one.
That? Wait. Hold on. Stop. Was that a real name?
Yeah.
No. So like, Tony Bolonovich is now the spokesperson for Quiznos. It's Brad. What's his name? It's the what's his name? He's the guy from Everybody Loves Raymond. He was the brother.
Oh, okay.
And he plays Tony Bolonovich, and he's just constantly pissed off at Quiznos.
Okay. So that guy is.
But what was the guy's name that we came up with? It wasn't Tony Bolonovich. It was like God damn it. We used to make fun of him all the time in the office. But that was the voice we used for him. Damn it. But then they came up with Tony Bolonovich right after that. I think somebody bit off our idea. Somebody came into the office and heard us making fun of that. And that was a terrible story. It was a terrible story.
Yeah, I know
It was an endless story. I should have stopped it long ago.
Listen, we can't get that time back. Thank you. I hope I can make it up to some out of my family who they're currently waiting for me at home. We don't know when we're going to die. I just gave you a few minutes of my life.
Man, speaking of that, I had a thought the other day where I was like, man, I want to make an iPhone app that just allows you to log like 30 seconds for every time somebody does an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation that you thought was terrible.
Blatantly specific, weird, like. I mean, some picture infomercial report now. And you're like,
You just like pull up, like you just pull it up, you tap it, you're like, somebody did it.
Yeah.
And like 10 years down the road, you can be like, I've got it, like 5 or 6 hours worth of like, like, everybody goes for the same thing. Straight.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
I'm to the point in my life where I'm just like people do it, and I just sit there and I'm like, I don't know where to take this conversation next. Now
Well, it's
I know
becoming
if it-
irrelevant. When was the
like,
last time he made a movie that anybody watched?
It doesn't matter, man. There's still people out there who are just like they're living in that world.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
doing.
like,
they're
I mean,
doing come.
look,
Those are the
pictures
same
daily
guys
to
that when
this
you
guy.
call
Let
them, they
me-
go, "What's up?"
Yeah, but dude, Hulk Hogan just spoke at the RNC.
Hey, brother.
Let's hope for everybody.
He was bad when Trump got shot.
He ripped Ish his shirt. He like didn't make it all the way through, and I was like, ooh, that was That was a bad power team moment when we needed a good
Yeah,
power
those-
team
those-
I was
moment right
praying
there.
too when he was up there. I just said, Jesus.
Those pythons are getting
power.
old.
Yeah. They're feeding them pre half like chopped up rabbits now.
Pre-masticated rabbits.
Yeah. They're letting them loose and feeding them both. Like both ends are just going,
Yeah.
non-sharp end first. You gotta be careful which direction you feed.
You don't want the sharp end of the rabbit.
Well, because the claws have you got to remove the claws, or just feed them head first.
And the
so that
teeth.
claws
Yeah, you
don't
don't
go
want teeth in
backwards.
there.
It's a delicate
Teeth
work.
give snakes indigestion. So,
delicate work feeding Hulk Hogan's arms dead rodents.
Yeah. They say that Ross Perot, he once paid Hogan $250,000 for him to first go through his life.
Oh man, it's what's impressive to me these days with somebody like Hulk Hogan is how Hulk Hogan can get up in front of a crowd and perform the same character that he performed 45 years ago.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to sing "Real American."
Yeah,
Hell yeah, Bjorn.
Yeah.
He agrees too.
Me three, man. That's what they should have performed. That's what Kid Rock should have performed.
I am a real right after with Hulk Hogan out there too, playing his little guitar like he did back in the day.
Both of them with like ear diapers on and stuff. Yeah, done deal. Take my vote.
The ear diapers.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Well, there's a lot of humor in the world. I'm glad we can all share it. Every situation has an ear diaper. We just have to find it.
That's right. Yep. The moment of fear and terror has passed, and now everybody's just on the bounce back, wearing their ear diaper. We're ready for a new tomorrow.
Amen.
And that's what we do here at Deep Fried Pixels. We found
is that already time? Hey, I was
the
just
ear
getting
diapers
started.
in life.
When Hogan came up, you knew.
Yeah, that was so. Oh God,
Like,
we're getting
yeah,
towards the end here.
We're wrapping this up.
We're gonna wrap this son of a bitch real fast.
We're gonna wrap this son of a bitch in an ear diaper
He's just like, son of a bitch.
and swap it out for a fresh one.
I did well. It just can't get much better than that.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, we'll see you next week. All right. Have another good one. Till next time.
Yeah.
Good nothing.
Totally. Roll Tide.